Hey, Zach, it's good to see you. I wanted to ask you about your good play the other day. But first, I wanted to ask you about something that's even more interesting. I noticed that you were the founder of Clay Gully Outfitters, Central Florida's premier hunting facility for hogs and gators.
Hmm.
I've seen some crazy photos.
Yes, sir.
I, I mean, how do you catch an alligator?
It's a big process. We have guides that have hunted for 20 plus years now. I got over 35 years of experience together. So we kind of met up with. I've been hunting down here for a long, long time. Family in the Central Florida area my whole life. So with that, we kind of between my first and second year started this outfitters business, and it's been good for us. A huge passion of mine. Yeah.
So obviously you hunted the quarterback last week in the fourth quarter, I believe it was. How does hunting animals compare to hunting quarterbacks?
I guess you get just as much of a thrill. I guess it's an experience for sure.
Josh?
Yeah, Zach, I just wanted to kind of just follow up on Joe's last question about the pass rush and hunting the quarterback. It felt like this past game was kind of the most complete performance in that regard. And just how would you, looking at the tape, how would you assess how the group did as a whole?
I think we definitely made a focus on it. We want to work to get to him and keep fresh guys in there and play the hot hand and really work as a whole, as a unit. You can't just have one man show. So I think that was our real focus on the game coming in last week.
And then, sorry, just a quick follow-up. Thanks, Brett. What kind of challenge does Russell Wilson present this week?
Obviously, he's a great quarterback. It's a great team, and kind of got to take the same mindset where play as a unit, know our passing lanes, and try to get back to him without him running around too much.
Omar?
To ask you, what's it like to be a young player? I mean, you came in your first game here, you had tremendous amount of success. Then it's kind of been weaned in terms of how much you played. What's it like to be trying to earn playing time and trust with this coaching staff?
I went through this in college. I was a walk-on out of Division II. So my whole career, my whole life has been kind of earn the trust and get those snaps. So for me, it's just another day. I mean, I'm going to do my job every day, play at my full effort all the time, and just when the opportunity comes, make the most of it.
Alan?
Hey, Zach. My question kind of piggybacks off of Omar. Is you didn't get that many snaps in the first two games, so I wanted to ask you, how difficult was it to not play that much those first two games? And did you know coming into the game against Jacksonville that you would get a lot more PT?
Obviously, everyone wants to play. You want to play as many snaps as you can, but it's going to be what's best for the team. And this last game, same game plan we changed some things, whatever. But really, it came down to, especially in the second half, was just playing the hot hand and playing the players that were, just like you play who's playing well, kind of thing.
Joe?
Yeah, Zach, I noticed that they had you on the field with 5 minutes left. I don't think the game was technically over at that point when you and Ogba got together for the sack, if I remember correctly. Would all those first rounders that pedigree in the room, the Lawsons, the Ogbas, the Wilkins, guys who have a different journey and a different path? Did you think to yourself, man, I'm on the field here in a critical spot in the game? Was that something you processed?
My mindset since the beginning, since day one playing football, has been I don't look at I'm going to play my game, do what I can do, and give a full effort every single play. So I don't like to look at, this guy or this guy kind of thing. I just do what I can control.
Travis?
Hey, Zach, I want to talk about your guys' just collective team pass rush work. It seems like a lot of the effectiveness you guys get comes out of running games and you guys up front creating opportunities for second-level players and rushers. I'm just curious how that mindset works when it comes to, I'm going to be the one that creates an opportunity for this player. Is that something you see collectively throughout the course of the defensive room?
Oh, absolutely. We celebrate that kind of stuff. We we want to be able to create opportunities for other players, and it's not what I did or what it's a team. A team. We were able to set something up for him, or like with X's pick in the end, stuff like that. We thoroughly enjoy watching everyone else succeed as well.
Omar?
So I'm back following up on Joe's question here because you got me interested in hunting and alligator chasing. If my first time, maybe I don't shoot rifles well, what do you recommend to somebody who wants to go catch something wild?
I mean, we do everything. It really depends on what you're feeling. I mean, we've gotten multiple players out there coming to hunt with us. A lot of them have never shot a gun before. We really take you hands-on, show you how to shoot, all that kind of stuff. Our guides make sure of that. If you're looking for real thrill, alligators are pretty intense. It's season right now, so we actually just killed 2 10-footers and almost an 11-footer, one of them this morning. So it's a good time.
Joe?
So I got some gators out in my lake here in Parkland. I live right next to the Everglades. There's a lot of gators next to the Everglades over here, but I know you have some up in Central Florida too. If you were to bring 2 teammates with you to my house here in Parkland to snag some gators out of the lake, who would you choose?
Now, a lot of guys ask me, they want to come out, they want to come, they want to try it. I know Kayvon Frazier's been interested. He wants to. Byron Jones. I'm trying to get Christian and Gotcha on them out there too. So, but honestly, I love just taking whoever can, because some guys have never been able to experience that kind of stuff, and I love to bring them into that world a little bit.
Stofford?
Yeah, Zach, who are some of the players that you have already gone out there with? We see there's a picture of Minkah Fitzpatrick with a big smile holding a gator. Was he scared? Or was the smile a little fake there? But also, who were some people that you brought out there with you already?
Michael Dieter came out for some turkey and hogs. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he actually played. He's good friends with my girlfriend, who's at Alabama as well. So she kind of coerced him into coming out. He was able to come on out and do that. He had an absolute blast. Michael Pierce, I've had him come down. We did some hogs with him, and it's been thrilling. It's fun seeing those guys get out there and seeing them be able to do stuff they're not usually have done. It's nice.
Al?
So what's the most frightened you've ever been around an animal? Any close calls or any time that your hands got sweaty from anything?
That's definitely if you're going out at night with the hogs and you can't see anything and you just hear, all you can hear stuff all around you, or when we brought in a 14-foot alligator. That's been kind of thrilling, to say the least.
I wanted to take it back to that end around call, and when Chan and Ryan and Fitz, when you hear that numbers being called, do you get excited? And obviously that was something we hadn't, I don't think in the first 3 weeks we had seen, just knowing that if they call that, you're able to use your speed and agility. Picked up almost 30 yards on that play.
Yeah, it was a sense of rush going through my body because I knew that exactly the ball was coming to me, and only thing I had to do was just use my ability to, make a play for the team. And so that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, Jakeem, I was going to ask you something very similar to that. Just if you could describe the opportunity you get when you have an end around like that. It seems like you can really use your speed in the open field, maybe that much more than a typical reception, or how do you feel?
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even running at full speed. I was just doing enough to get around the edge. And as soon as I seen the players overplaying, I was instantly looking for the cutback because I know Coach always harp about this is a 1 yard gain. Every yard, every inch, every yard counts. So I was just trying I'm not going out of bounds. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get in the end zone. That's what I wanted to do. And, I didn't end up getting in there, but I got us down to, the goal line. So that was great.
Stofford?
Jakeem, last year you were a part of the team and it took 8 games and 9 weeks for you guys to get your first win, and you were able to get one last week in Jacksonville. What can a win so early in the season really do for you guys going forward?
I would say it was a big motivation to the team. I always look at it as blood in the water, as a shark, soon as you get that, you smell that blood in the water from miles and miles away, all you just want to do is, go hunt, and go eat. And so I think that's what it is for the team. We got that first win, that blood in the water, and we smell it from a mile away. And now we're just chasing down and trying to figure out what's dying in the water and what prey we're going to eat.
Travis.
Hey, Jakeem, we asked you about the end around. I want to get your take on the reception you had. I'm curious to hear what that route's called. It looked like some kind of wheel, like stop, comeback route. What did you see on that play? Because it looked like you motioned over to where they didn't really have anybody over there besides the one corner. So does your speed in that situation kind of make you more of a threat on that comeback? And then also the ability to get up after the catch on a player who's a rookie who didn't touch you down. Just kind of talk us through that play if you can.
It's an out and up stop, whatever you want to call it. And I knew that a lot of DBs will, anytime that I'm going on any type of vertical route, that they're going to basically haul ass and try to stay over the top of me. And I just made it look like I'm running as fast as I could. And I just put on the brakes, and dude kept running for about probably 3 yards. And I made the diving catch. I actually, I definitely couldn't see the ball coming out of the break because of the lights. And I was like, okay, there it is. So I dove for it. And when he didn't touch me, when I fell on the ground, I was like, oh, I didn't feel him touch me. So I got up, and I'm like, and he probably thought on film when I watched it, he thought I dropped the ball. And so he was clapping like, yeah, he didn't catch it. And so I just got up and ran because I felt I didn't even feel him touch me. So I was like, yeah, this can't be right. And he didn't want to touch me. Then, all right, let me get up and run for a couple more yards.
Adam.
I wanted to get your thoughts on the season Devontae is having. He obviously played through some pain with that hamstring, and he's shown up in a big way for this team. Have you seen a jump from him from even last year to this year?
Yeah, I just think that he's going to continue to progress off last year. Yes, he's been battling just, some things, but I feel like, he's one of the leaders in our receiver room, and he's going to continue to show guys that, he's unmatched. He can go out there and have a big game at any moment.
Sofin.
I feel like Devontae might owe you a check for the cartoon, man. What do you think about the inspiration for his other character in that?
Yeah, no, it's he told me that he was making a cartoon, and it was all based off of me and his relationship. So no check, I don't need it. But I just appreciate him for just even doing something, based off of our friendship and our brotherhood.
Josh.
Yeah, Jakeem, wanted to change the conversation to special teams and you as a returner. How do you feel like you've progressed this season? We were talking to Coach the other day, and he was saying that Coach Danny, and he was saying that it's tough for kick returns because a lot of them end up in touchbacks. So how would you assess the few that you've been able to have this season?
I only got one kickoff return this season, which is I took it out on my own. But yeah, a lot of teams been kicking it over my head, been not really trying to give me a chance. I understand, I get it. But definitely I'll say on the punt return note, doing good at, tracking the ball, setting up the team in good field position, but I still have a lot of room to, go, and, I can do a lot of corrections and a lot of good things, getting vertical a lot faster and, setting the team up for a good field position.
Al.
All right, Jakeem. So you said you understand why kickers are doing what they're doing. You want to send a message to them? You want to challenge them to give you a shot?
Man, I'm always taunting them. Every kickoff return, you probably see me back there. I'm always waving my hand and telling them to kick it to me. And then a lot of guys always run down and say, come on, man, bring it out the end zone. I'm like, you're kicking it 9 deep. It's only 10 yards in the end zone. Like, you're kicking it 9 deep. There's no way I'm going to bring it out. So, I mean, if you give me a chance, I'll bring it out. So, but, I mean, like I always tell them, man, you kick it to me, then you'll see what happens.
Steve.
Jakeem, you and Gesicki are operating with a completely different set of tools. How do you grade him as a receiver? What's your impression of and the way he's developed?
Oh man, Gasecki is absolute beast, man. I always see him as I never think of him as a tight end. I always tell him like he's like an attached tight end, or I mean, an attached receiver. And man, he's been balling out of control, man. And I just his route running, his the way he can beat man coverage has been extraordinary. So man, I just think his game's just going to continue to elevate. He had a career high, not this week, but the week before, and I just think that, man, he's hungry. And like I said, man, he smells blood in the water. He's ready to eat.
Austin, I'm gonna throw it back here a little bit to USC days. How did Coach Drenvo help you develop during your time there, and prepare you for your first NFL camp? Obviously you've done pretty well from what we've seen these first few weeks.
Coach Drebno helped me a lot. Coming from Michigan and also coming from coaching in the league previously before that, he had a lot of, the fundamentals down of, what it takes to be an NFL offensive lineman. So luckily he was able to pass some of that knowledge on to me. And he definitely helped me a lot, while I was at USC.
Hi, Austin. There was one rep that I really liked where you kind of slapped a guy down to the ground. You remember the one I'm talking about? I don't know what it's called, a chop or a slap, but what did that feel like to do, and what's the technique involved in that action?
It's a secret. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like a technique that, offensive linemen use because, oftentimes defensive linemen can get caught up leaning all their weight on you. So it's just kind of a leverage battle. And if you see, they're out of leverage, it's easy to swipe them down.
Travis?
Hey, Austin, I want to do another callback like Josh did there. I'm curious whose pregame ice cream is better, the Miami Dolphins or the USC Trojans?
Gotta go with the USC Trojans. Got to. Ice cream bar was undefeated. Just calling it how it is.
Dolphins?
Oh, that was a good one. That's hard to top there, Austin. What are some guys like Jesse Davis and Eric Flowers? How are these leaders kind of helping you as you go game by game, kind of just stacking on your performances from the first 3 games? How have they helped you with advice or little tidbits here and there?
They help me with a lot of advice, whether it's situationally, situations during the game or, what we need to get done or what to look out for just because, they've been playing the league for, such a good amount of time and, they just got a lot of knowledge on it. So it just kind of falls off and, they help me in a lot of areas.
Joe?
Earlier today, we spoke to a guy named Zach Sieler, one of the defensive linemen, and we had a long conversation about how he owns this ranch in Central Florida where people hunt alligators, turkeys, hogs, and he's trying to find some teammates to go with him to catch alligators and things like this. What's your level of interest?
It's not my cup of tea, but I'll go look at some alligators. I don't know about hunting them, but yeah. Yeah, not my cup of tea.
I got you.
Anybody have anything else? No?
Hey, Austin, one more, football question. What's it like when you see Fitz out there diving head first and, scrambling, giving it his all? We asked a few teammates this question, but what does it mean to see your quarterback do that?
Well, first and foremost, that's your quarterback. So I'm always, running down after him to make sure, he doesn't get any other hits. But, that just goes to show the type of guy he is. He's a leader. He's strong. He loves the game, loves to play ball, and he's not scared of anything. So it's kind of fun to play with a guy like that. It's real fun, real important too.
We'll take one more. Omar?
What's the biggest area of growth you think you've made from your time at USC to where you are right now?
Biggest growth I've seen probably say just being like consistent, I guess. So, college football, you got school, you got class, but, making it, your job and your everyday thing, I think it's just a lot more things that I was able to become more consistent with and become better at more often. I think that was a big thing for me coming into the league, was to be able to do the right thing over and over again, like hundreds of times. So I think that's probably my biggest jump.
I just wanted to follow up on that. I looked at your film at USC, and there was some consistency issues. But I wanted to ask you, how much did the bone marrow transplant that you gave to your sister, do you feel like that impacted your performance last season?
Definitely took away from like most of my off season. Yeah, procedure like that takes away from your personal gain. I wouldn't blame my performance on that though. But you take a month of training from anything you're supposed to do. I mean, there's gonna be stuff you miss, So yeah.